Title: Midnight Line. The Ride That Never Ended. Prologue. Montgomery, Alabama, 11:45 p.m. The rumble of the 11:45 p.m. bus echoed through the empty depot. Four strangers, each clutching a crumpled ticket, stepped aboard under the flickering neon sign. They nodded curtly to one another, then found seats scattered down the aisle. Jasmine Reed, 24, an aspiring civil rights activist returning home after organizing a peaceful protest. Marcus Williams, 38, a devoted father carrying a tattered photograph of his missing son, traveling in search of any clue. Evelyn Brooks, 67, a retired school teacher on her way to visit an old friend, though she carried in her purse a sealed letter hinting at a cover-up she'd never spoken of. Deshaun Carter, 15, a runaway escaping a foster system that had failed him again and again. The driver, a hulking man named Turner, offered no greeting. He closed the door, climbed up, and the bus lurched forward into the humid Alabama night, never to reach its destination. Chapter 1. 4 Lives, 1 Bus. Jasmine's story. Jasmine sat by the window, notebook in hand. Her protest had ended peacefully, but local papers called it a disturbance. She tapped her pen, drafting the speech she'd deliver at tomorrow's press conference in Birmingham. Every mile of highway she crossed felt like progress, until the bus lights flickered out, plunging her into darkness. Marcus's mission. In the seat across the aisle, Marcus unfolded his son's school photo. Tyrese Williams, age 10. Bright smile, shy eyes. He had vanished 6 months earlier. Marcus's pleas to police had grown cold. Now he was heading north, chasing rumors of a witness. He whispered his son's name to the empty seats. Tyrese. Evelyn's burden. Evelyn adjusted her knitted shawl. She'd served in the very school that Marcus's son had attended. She carried a letter from 1972, typed on official letterhead, ordering her to stay silent about a burning cross on the school lawn. Fear had forced her to comply. Guilt had driven her into retirement. Tonight she intended to deliver it to a historian she'd met by chance. Deshaun's escape. Deshaun curled up on the seat, pulling his hood low. "I don't want to be here," he mumbled. The bus jerked over a pothole. He counted the passing mile markers, trying to distract himself from memories of foster homes that screamed neglect. Anywhere was better than the system he'd known. Chapter 2. First Ominous Signs. 2 hours into the ride, Turner flicked on the overhead lights. He announced nothing. No next stop, no water break. The bus gently coasted off the highway, down a gravel road lined by dense pines. Jasmine peered out. "This can't be right," she whispered to Marcus. He shook his head. "He's off route." Evelyn stiffened. "This road, I remember seeing it in an old photo." She pulled out her letter. The envelope trembled in her hand. Deshaun sat bolt upright. "I've been on this road before," he said, voice tight. "When they moved me last year." A silence settled like a shroud. The bus slowed to a stop beside an abandoned service station. No lights burned. The windows revealed only overgrown weeds. Turner turned and glanced down at them through the rearview mirror, his face half obscured by shadow. Chapter 3. Vanishing Points. Before anyone could stand, Turner rose and opened the front door. "Everyone off," he ordered, voice low. "We've got a mechanical issue." Outside, the night air pressed in. The station's pumps were rusted into memory. Broken glass littered the concrete. He locked the bus behind them. One by one, the passengers stepped off. Jasmine, flashlight in hand. Marcus gripping Tyrese's photo. Evelyn clutching her letter. Deshaun, hood down, scanning the tree line. Turner pointed toward a faint trail. "Use the path. There's a payphone up ahead. Call a tow." Jasmine hesitated. "I have an app. Why not use that?" Turner's lips curled. "No signal." "It's out here." Reluctantly, they followed. The path ended at a clearing with an old well house and a single dusty telephone booth. Turner stood at the edge, watching them approach. Inside, the phone receiver dangled. Deshawn lifted it, but the line was dead. He slammed the door. When he turned, Turner was gone. Chapter 4. Fractured trust. Panic gnawed at them. Marcus pounded at the booth glass. "Call for help!" Jasmine peered into the woods. "We need to stick together." They retraced their steps until they saw the bus, headlights on, idling. Turner sat behind the wheel. When he saw them, he slammed the doors shut. Jasmine pounded. "Let us in!" No answer. The engine roared to life. Deshawn grabbed a handful of gravel. "We can't trust him!" he yelled. Evelyn raised a hand. "We can't split up!" As the bus pulled away, the group called after it, voices cracking in the dark. Chapter 5. The Lone Return. 2 days later. The bus rolled into the Birmingham terminal. Empty seats, 4 sets of footprints gone. Only one passenger remained. Jasmine Reed, disheveled, clutching a blood-smudged notebook. She stumbled off, eyes wide, and collapsed to her knees. Witnesses called an ambulance. The truth unfolds. In the hospital, Jasmine's first coherent words went to the police. She spoke of a hidden chamber beneath the bus floor where Turner had locked the others. Marcus, beaten when he demanded Tyrese's name be returned. Evelyn, her letters torn and soaked in blood when she tried to expose the cover-up. And Deshawn, dragged away into the woods when he dared to call for help. A group of men in dark uniforms outside the bus, former officers and local vigilantes, intent on silencing anyone who sought truth. Chapter 6. Reckoning and Remembrance. The news spread like wildfire. Protests ignited across Alabama. Number "Where are they?" and number "Justice for them" trended online. Investigative journalists uncovered Turner's real identity. A dismissed state trooper with ties to an undercover militia. Families of the missing launched lawsuits. A federal inquiry began. Evelyn's letter, once buried, became Exhibit A in court. Marcus's quest for Tyrese's whereabouts continued, now backed by a coalition of civil rights lawyers. Deshawn's fate remained unknown, but activists refused to let him become another lost statistic. Jasmine, haunted but resolute, published her notebook as a memoir. Midnight Line, The Ride That Never Ended. Epilogue. On the steps of the courthouse, Jasmine spoke to the crowd. "They tried to bury our voices in that night's darkness. But truth is a flame no darkness can extinguish. We will ride this line until justice reaches its destination." A hush fell, then thunderous applause. 4 strangers boarded a night bus. Only one returned. But their stories of courage, loss, and resistance echoed through the streets, reminding everyone that no road to justice should ever go untraveled.